everyone. I'm Connor Summers.
I'm Paul Mendoza.
I'm Taylor Anderson.
I'm Xian He.
Adele.
And we're going to be presenting on Tesla. A little overview of our project. We have identified 3 managerial issues that Tesla can improve on, just to make their company more efficient and better as a whole. Those 3 issues that we will be talking about are production concerns, specifically with their lower price models, such as the Model 3 and the Model Y, quality control issues that have led to increased need for servicing in the recent months, and growing competition, specifically in the Chinese market, which has become the largest electric vehicle market in the world, making up almost half of all sales. We'll provide a diagnosis, solution, action, and evaluation for each of these problems, and give a little bit of insight on how we think we can fix them.
So as far as for the first issue that we identified, it was the production concerns. Our diagnosis for that was we identified production volume as Tesla's primary corporate concern. This issue arose from unexpected growth in consumer demand with the introduction of their new affordable Model 3 vehicle that was released in July of 2017. When they released it, they had hopes that it would attract interest in the public, but they had not realized how much interest that was garnered from the consumer demand. Because of increased demand, CEO Elon Musk and upper level management decided to push production dates significantly ahead, almost 2 years ahead of their initial goals. Without sufficient strategies in place to accomplish them, they realized that this was an insufficient strategy. An example of these production target shortcomings was when Tesla originally planned on building 5,000 Model 3s a week for the whole month of December in 2018, although they were only able to produce approximately 4,000 per week, which is a major shortcoming of what they intended. The root cause for most of these production issues resulted from significant bottlenecks within the production processes, specifically relating to battery module productions. Elon Musk was even stated saying himself that battery modules should be the thing that we are the best at, but we're just a little too overconfident and got too comfortable with our ability to produce these. And since production was behind schedule, top-level management had taken huge shortcuts in the production processes and quality control procedures in order to meet bottom lines.
For the solution for the production concerns for Tesla, one of the solutions is to outsource a different material for the battery, because for them, they have created a lot of overhead and have resulted in a waste of the material. For them, they need to reduce costs through manufacturing to achieve this type of material. And they've already made so many cutbacks through layoffs and store closures and turning them into information centers. However, one company that has made more cutbacks than ever is BYD, because BYD uses a cheaper material called iron phosphate for their batteries. It costs 2/3 of the material that Tesla uses and has a higher battery density. If Tesla uses this different material, they will be able to reduce their costs and apply more attention to detail and the quality and the quantity of the vehicles. So far, Tesla is in production of a new type of battery cell, which is a tabless. It's supposed to improve the range of the vehicles. These battery cells are bigger than the ones they have currently been using and produce more power. And on top of that, these new cells will reduce in a 14% reduction in cost per gigawatt at the cell form factor level, according to Musk. The battery cells are a step in the right direction and could help production, but they still need to make sure that with the battery cells that they are made of existing foil spirals to create a short pathway for the electrical currents to travel. Next slide. And another solution for the production concerns is that they could partner up with the company Magna Steyr, which is one of the world's largest contractor manufacturers for automobiles. Tesla could help them also improve the the improvements for the Model 3. Magna not only has produced different automobiles, but they have people to help the design and the outlook of them. They have produced over 15 million vehicles in the last year, and Magnet also has connections throughout the world, including China, Europe, and the United States.
So for the first action for Tesla, it would be to open more factories in the United States as well as internationally. This way they can increase production while also putting more focus on quality, which they haven't done in the past. Their current factory locations are Fremont, California, which is where the company originated, Austin, Texas, Brandenburg, Germany, and Shanghai, China. And Elon Musk actually stated recently that he's hoping to expand to India as soon as next year. For the next action, it would be to actually produce the tabless battery cells on their own. So this would help them quickly find where problems occur and fix the problems before they actually finish producing the product. The next action would be to go through the process of actually removing the tabs or manufacturing the tabless batteries. This process is going to be easier and faster than producing the original batteries that have the tabs. And there's a less chance of manufacturers damaging or having accidents during the whole process. Another benefit for the tabless batteries is that it controls the cell's temperature better than the original battery. So for the evaluation of opening more factories, we'll have to look at the success rate for each factory at each location. So their success and the level of their success will determine how many new factories they'll be able to open and continue the success, as well as working with companies in other countries. And the level of demand in the other countries will decide where we can locate the new locations and still continue the success. The second evaluation for the tabless batteries is going to include ensuring that the manufacturers themselves and the equipment that they have the skills and ability to produce these tabless batteries on their own and to make sure it's even worth it. And then they'll have to compare the cost and time of production between the original battery and the tabless battery, as well as each battery's level of power and energy to decide which battery is going to be more beneficial and cheaper as well as more powerful to them.
So regarding our second issue, it was relating to service issues and quality control. For our diagnosis, as we mentioned before, a new pressing issue for Tesla is the massive amount of problems regarding the current customers' vehicles. This issue is relating to the already critical production issues. The root cause for these service issues concerns are the consequence of top-level management's decision to choose a strategy of quantity over quality, bypassing most quality control procedures in order to match increasing demand and meet delivery times. Surface issues and quality concerns resulted in recall numbers upwards of approximately 150,000 vehicles and counting. There had been a notable amount of suspension failures with their Model S and Model X vehicles. This had prompted a federal investigation into these matters that could potentially affect 115,000 Tesla customers. Several instances from customers where there had been minor or major defects within the brand of the Model Ys. Some of these issues included back seats and seat belts not being attached, glass roofs flying off while on the highway because of bolt issues, and major water leaks, among even just common problems such as uneven panel gaps, misaligned trim, and paint defects. In the graph to the side, there was reported 53,000 vehicles that had been recalled in 2016, which was about a fourth of all vehicles that were already delivered to customers. So it just puts into perspective the amount of quality control they must conduct in post-production due to improper inspections. The solution for these problems would be to implement a new framework called Clever. What this does is that it implements a strategy that just helps the production processes be more effective. This framework stands for collaborative intelligence, learning systems, exponential technologies, value facilitation, ethical championship, and responsive decision-making. The center concentration when using this framework is a strategic driver, collaborative intelligence, the first driver. Collaborative intelligence refers to the shared system of skills that can be provided by using both robots and humans. These skills would be combined in a way that is sought out to find the best outcome for processes.
The first solution to improve Tesla collaborative intelligence is introduced. If we want to apply collaborative intelligence to Tesla's quality production activities, we need to complete 3 analyses. There are value analysis, task analysis, and a skill analysis. Value analysis is a process of minimizing costs. Value analysis consists of 6 stages, namely information, functional analysis, innovation, evaluation, development, and presentation. Task analysis prioritizes tasks in chronological order by identifying them. Skill analysis can identify the skills needed for Tesla's development and enable human-machine integration. The second solution to improve Tesla is outsourcing production to indirectly improve quality. In the outsourcing process, we need to introduce rigorous quality reporting and visibility for the automotive suppliers and manufacturers. In the first step, the manufacturer and the supplier agreed to conduct internal quality management inspections and audits of critical components and manufacturing processes. The second step is to arrange for independent and external audits of corresponding suppliers and manufacturers to ensure compliance with quality standards. Third step is to implementing strict batch control and tracking to determine the source of potentially defective components. And next slide, we're talking about evaluation. Measures that will be utilized to exercise the action plan can be divided into 3 steps. The first step in the evaluation is to make specific directional improvements based on the internal and external quality audit department's inspection of key components and batch tracking results of quality defects. This approach is more specific than improving the overall quality of the manufacturing process. The second step is to compare the recall rate at the end of the year. This method would allow Tesla executives to see in a short time whether quality problems in manufacturing have been improved, and the level of production at Tesla's factories around the world can be seen depending on the recall rate. The final step in the evaluation is to evaluate the quality by providing customer satisfaction questionnaires and observing customer reviews left on Tesla's website. The questionnaire enables Tesla to understand not only customer satisfaction with quality, but also customer demand direction. Comments left by customers on Tesla's official website also play a similar role. Tesla can make specific improvements and research and development of car performance according to customers' needs.
So for their competition, Tesla is the #1 electric vehicle in the company or in the world, but there are competitors that are slowly catching up. These competitors include Li Auto, NIO, Rivian, and BYD. Most of these companies are from China, but the issue for Tesla is that these competitors have been making upgrades on their battery quality, the broadness of the selection of vehicles, and they are looking toward the expansion into the United States territory. Next, and then on the next slide, we will discuss these competitors. Li Auto began in July 2015 and has made huge improvements in the electric vehicle. They've already made a jump against Tesla when Tesla has promised a SUV model and has yet to come out. They are coming out with an SUV model that has a range extending generator, a small on-ground gasoline generator that recharges the one SUV by giving it a range of 500 miles per hour, which is an impressive fleet already. The company has also already sold over 13,000 miles in China, is still working towards their way in America. With NIO, their production is vastly different from Tesla because they sell their electric vehicles without the batteries to reduce the cost by 25%. If a consumer hesitates to purchase the EV model from NIO, the company provides the customer access to battery swapping stations, which they have 143 over China. It allows the consumer to switch out their old batteries for fresh new ones. This strategy has worked for NIO and has kept them growing. Even in the last quarter, their sales have gone up from 146%. Ravine is a very small company. However, it's taking an impact on Tesla for the summer of 2021. The automaker is taking $1,000 pre-orders for their new pickup trucks and their SUVs. Though it hasn't released pre-order numbers, the Electron Transportation News website has reported this in January. However, their biggest competitor, BYD, is the one they need to be worried about. They have more selection, including taxis, buses, trucks, and automobiles, and have improved their battery density up to 30%. They also have the BYD buses has even come out with a 12-year battery warranty, and many of the early generations of their taxis is still in use. They have surpassed over 500,000 miles per unit on their original battery packages. Although Tesla has not matched up to their variety because Tesla has only been selling cars, if they are working on the SUV model coming out next year, it will hopefully help them keep on track. For the competition solution, one solution for Tesla that has been giving them their competitive advantage is their brand image. When you think of Tesla, you think of electric vehicles. When Tesla came out with the Roadster, it transformed the image of electric vehicles. No other company has ever had an electric vehicle on the market that comes so close to performance and price ratio, especially for their Tesla 3 model, and its in-house permanent magnet, synchronized reluctant motor. Tesla has sold almost 3 times more units of the Model 3 than the second best-selling car in the world. Tesla's image has carried them through and has prominent exceptional vehicles. They have won big auto awards for their Model 3 supporting their company. Since Tesla has made a strong brand image that has carried them throughout the years, the actions that they will take now will impact the future of the company.
So to try to help deal with these growing competition, our action plan has 3 steps. Our first step is to increase production of the lower priced models, such as the Model 3 in the United States. This grows the reach and offers a good price to compete with auto giants like GM and Ford, who Tesla has to compete against in the United States. This also continues to grow their brand. Step 2 is to produce a lithium iron phosphate battery in China for the use of the lower price models. As we mentioned earlier with BYD, they used a similar battery that cuts down on costs and actually helps increase the range of the vehicles. Step 3 is to introduce a new model into the Chinese market. As we mentioned, Tesla has not introduced an SUV, so the Model Y would be a perfect candidate. This would diversify their line and give them more top sellers. Next slide. So when we evaluate this action plan, we have to look at a couple things. For the increasing production of the Model 3 in the US, we have to look at the number of units produced, but we also have to look at things like callback rate. We have to ensure that the units being produced are quality and it's not just moving these units on to the other concern of quality control. For step 2 of producing an LFP battery, lithium iron phosphate, we want to use Tesla's existing techs like the onboard computers to capture more data and give the company more advanced analytics so they can better compete against their competition and be able to know when a car needs servicing. Step 3 is to introduce a new model into the Chinese market. And for this, we can look at competitor sale data like BYD and see where people buy what types of cars. So if a certain region likes to buy SUVs, we may want to focus some of our efforts there. And with that, I want to thank everyone for watching our presentation.